Hello, hello, my name is Dansaurus. Welcome back to another Passionate Yap session. Today we're going to be looking at Mitski today. I was recommended this artist by a friend of mine, and I'm super excited to check him out. We're going to be listening to Mitski's newest album, Nothing's About to Happen to Me, from 2026. I'm excited. I've never listened to Mitski before. Obviously, I know her from My Love, Mine, All Mine. If I have to categorize Mitski, I would categorize her in maybe leve or claro kind of sounds. I've never heard her before, so that's just like what I'm going into, what I'm expecting from this album. Leve, I would say it's very classical, very poetic, very beautiful, and claro is kind of very indie bedroom pop. We're gonna see how accurate that description is, that categorization is. I doubt that I doubt I hit that in the park. I'm pretty sure I'm way far off, but we'll see. With with that being said, if you like reviews, I try to give my honest opinion about the art itself, not necessarily about my personal bias against the artist. This time it doesn't really matter too much because I don't know too much about Mitski. But I try not to give too much personal bias. I'm not a big fan of kind of pop and sounds like that. I'm not saying that she's pop, but I'm saying that, there might be songs in this project that I might not personally like, but I can see why people like it. And that's what this channel is about, is to trying to see the art behind this music. I'm a producer, I make beats myself and stuff like that, so I try to see the kind of art behind it. And with that being said, if you like that, go ahead and give me a little like and subscribe. I want to get right into. We're going to the first song here with In a Lake. This is an 11-track album.
Love, it's like one brand of soap sold in town. Cause anyone
That's an interesting line right there.
close to smell. In a big city you can start over. Some days you just go the long
I like how smooth this
way to
is.
stay off of memory lane. So I'd never live in a
I like that sound in the back too, that's
town.
contrasting with the guitar.
Slow to learn all the rules.
It kind of sounds like a harmonica, but I don't want to say it is. It's an accordion. Not at all what I was expecting, but I was also kind of right too. What the fuck? Yo.
The lights all around you, the dark safe inside.
That was so cool. So abnormal too. That was really cool, dude. I think I hit the ball in the park here in terms of vocally. I think vocally she does have a very classical kind of sound to her voice. It's beautiful. Her voice is gorgeous. And I think I hit the nail in the park with that one. Kind of like coming into this expecting like a leve kind of sound with her voice at least. So I think that was pretty accurate. She does have a very similar voice to leve, which I've heard before. So I think her voice is gorgeous. And but instrumentally, I was pretty far off from Claro and Leve. This is a very unique sound to it. It's very like, at least for the intro track too. We're starting off very slow, very subtle, and with instruments that I've never really heard before. And I guess that's the point of this channel, to listen to more music that I've never really listened to before. When I listen to R&B, which is my favorite genre, or kind of like alternative sounds, you don't hear accordions too much. You don't hear a lot of banjo, which was credited in the song. All the imagery used in the song too it ties in very well with the title and the sound that she created with the song, because it's so, you know, like, how do I word this? It's a very beautiful, nostalgic feeling almost. Like it gives you the sound of almost like you're around a campfire even. You feel me? Like I could picture hearing the song on a train to Oregon. You get me? Does that make sense? Like it's so atmospheric in the sense that it brings you to this place like she's telling you a story. And she kind of is. She kind of is. This kid uses the metaphor of a small town where reputations and judgments are strict, and to illustrate she doesn't believe she'd do well under scrutiny, having made too many mistakes to live among people who had known her all her life. In comparison, the freedom offered by a lake where it's only you and the sky above you is seen as a respite from the past and future alike. She said, I live in Nashville, and on the radio, I hear a lot of country music about small towns and how great they are. As someone who grew up not knowing what the rules are or how to follow them, living in small communities can be really hard. That's cool. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It kind of really reminds you, it has like a very rural sound to it, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like if I was in Nashville in Tennessee, Nashville's a really big city, right? But if I were to go out of Nashville, into the small fucking towns out there in buttfuck nowhere, I feel like this is a song I would hear. You get me? Like, it gives me that kind of vibe, and so I won't yap about this any further. I turned a 3 minute song into a 13-minute yap sesh. Let's get into the next song. Where is my phone? Okay, this is that indie rock kind of sound. Ooh, that was kind of cool. The believe. Am I listening to the explicit? That was cool. That's super cool. I like that. Kind of feel the tension building on this part, as I was mentioning before. Okay. I thought it would drop out for the last chorus, but this is a really cool distortion effect onto the vocals, dude. That is such a cool effect on her sound, on her voice. Wow. Okay, that's Where's My Phone. Another song that's so interesting. Searching for Devices and Vices. Where's My Phone is a lead single off of Mitski's 8th studio album, Nothing's About to Happen to Me. This song tackles association from the pressure in society and mental health struggles that worsens with each day. This singer is desperately trying to clear out the noises as they intensify as the song progresses, eventually succumbing to the sound at the end. Yeah, that's cool. That's super cool. And you can obviously feel it here. Like, it's becoming super, super chaotic. And it's just building up. And it gets even worse over here. I think even like musically, there's a way to describe this. I don't necessarily know how to. I guess because I'm not professional necessarily, but like I've self-taught myself music theory. There there's like something going on here, and I believe it has to do with intervals. I could be wrong. If you know more about it in the comment section, let me know. But I'm pretty sure it's because of the interval that she's doing here. Bum 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 bum. I'm pretty sure that kind of makes your ears have a certain alarm to it, because I know for sure that like police sirens, for example, or alarms like a fire alarm, have certain intervals that kind of scream alarm to you. It triggers like a certain sound in your brain that kind of gives you a little bit of like a oh shit. The tritone? Probably. I don't know if that's exactly what's going on here, but it sounds like what's going on here. And that would make sense why it's supposed to bring you anxiety, because it's supposed to be in the interval of an alarm. Maybe. I couldn't tell you. I'm not like pitch perfect. I can't tell you the exact notes she's singing here. But to me, I think that's what's going on here. I couldn't tell you for sure. If someone who's watching this knows a little bit more, please leave a comment in the comment section, please, so we can actually like fully discuss that. Because I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be what's going on here, and I think that's why it kind of alarms you a little bit, but I don't know for sure. With that being said, let's get into the next song, Cats. I'm excited for this one. Damn, this is like so like beautiful.
You say to me,
Oh, I love that coming in, dude. The way that kind of just went like through here, I didn't go all the way. It kind of just kept going back up this way. That was really cool,
to be I still
dude.
love you, so I won't leave you. Yes, it's up to you if you choose.
It's songs like this that make me feel so bad that I kind of clown, like slower songs. You've heard me so many times on this channel already say that I'm not a big fan of slower songs, and I've said that so many times. And it's songs like this that just make me feel so bad for saying that because like this is good, dude. And like respectfully, like it's so simplistic in nature that I've clowned like things that were more complex than this. But it's just like with stuff like Gracie, and I'm referring back to a previous video I've made. So if you haven't watched that video, you can go ahead and check it out just so that you understand a little bit more. But when I reacted to that album, I guess Secrets of Us, there were so many songs in there that were just so bland, almost uninspiring, and just like to the point where like I just couldn't force myself to care necessarily. And so it got to the point where the entire album was extremely unenjoyable for me. And I think when you have such repetitive songs that are super simplistic and just lack any substance, that's what makes a slow song boring. But there's so many examples of slow songs that I thoroughly enjoy, you know, this being one of them. And that's because I feel like they have a little bit more substance than other slow songs. A lot of slow songs are just boring. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what you have to say over a slow acoustic track. But when it's something like this that's just kind of unique in nature, especially with all like the sounds she has slowly going around and being panned around, that makes it stand out. Also, just like the imagery again, it's super kind of just beautiful. It's art. This is gorgeous. The fuck. Next song is If I Leave. I'm pretty sure this was a single because it has 13 million plays. Let's get into it. Ooh, that open hi-hat. And then that kind of weird I'm not even paying attention to the lyrics, dude. We'll dive into the lyrics after this. I'm enjoying this instrumental. Ooh, that guitar coming up. Ooh. Fuck. Dude, that was cool. That was so cool, bro. I was not expecting that kind of like super just like breakdown. You can kind of feel it because the whole song is building that tension there, which is this like super like thick like bass line. And then when the guitar's coming in, she was slowly adding instruments, which is what you do to kind of evolve a song. But like this song was structured that way intentionally, kind of slowly adding the instruments in to kind of build that tension and then just have a crash, go down, and it doesn't come back. It doesn't crash back up again. Circles If I Leave is a third single off Mitski's 8th studio album. That's about to happen to me. The singer of the track believes her partner to be the only one who can be truly understanding of her concerns with mental health and view on her future and life in general. I read that whole shit without stuttering once. Holy fuck. Alright, let's see this shit. I'm really interested. How I read through it. That was the bridge. The tunnel and the song. The tunnel. Damn, what the fuck? Yeah, a lot of this is especially about her mental health, and I think that's the kind of theme of this album, especially. A lot of the songs on this album are about her mental health. I kind of wish somebody would talk about more about the instrumental, like implications, I guess, because that's kind of what I feel like is going on here. She uses the instrumentals a lot on these songs to kind of relate it to the actual lyrics and the actual theme of the song. Let's get into the next track, y'all. Dead Woman. I'm excited. This is a really good album so far. So I had the lyrics pulled up here. It's a cool chorus, just not having like any actual lyrics. Oh, that's apparently like a thing of hers. Like they just okay, cool. That's so cool. This is like art, dude. Like, fuck, I love good albums, dude. These aren't songs I'm gonna go back to. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm enjoying this album so much, and I think this might be one of my favorite albums I've listened to so far on this channel because it's just so beautiful. No skip so far because it's just been gorgeous. Every single song has delivered. Every single song has just been gorgeous. I mean, I can't describe it in any other way. And so like even if I probably won't go back to these songs in this album just because again it's not necessarily my style yet, at least. Um I'm still thoroughly enjoying this album and I really like the last song and I'm a big fan of this song. So I wanted to mention that because, you know, art is so important to look at, beyond the lens of your personal judgment. You know, really at the end of the day, like your personal judgment always gets in the way of the actual art form. And you should never let that happen because there's a lot of beautiful music out there and a lot of beautiful things that artists do that you might not even care about because you judged the artist before you actually listen to the music. I'm not saying I did that with Mitski. I'm just saying, I never got into Mitski because I never cared. You get me? I always put my personal taste in music ahead of me. I'm not gonna go back into these songs, but I'm enjoying every single song because this is beautiful, and I want to listen to more Mitski now. So get out there and listen to fucking music, dude. Kind wife who died before the narrative begun to establish a sense of loss and sympathy with the character, who the wife actually was, her flaws, her opinions, and her intricacies. Fuck, dude. There is like a very big problem with that in media, especially like they mentioned in movies. There is a big trope about the wife that you see in the dream before you go to war or some bullshit, or how like movies will have the wife on like the fucking like the photo card on the helmet of like soldiers go to war. You get me? Or even like uh what else like maybe like a wife dies and that's the reason why a character goes and crazy or some bullshit, right? It doesn't matter necessarily about who that woman was. It matters more about, their impression on the main character, typically a man. You get me? And that's so important to point that out because that's what makes female characters so good when it gives you a reason to actually like care. Because realistically, like a lot of movies do that, where they would just have a woman character meant to be only the impression for the man. You get me? For example, I guess like in Star Wars, right? Like Padme, she's a strong woman, dude. She's a beautiful example for women. She leads a fight against the Empire and Palpatine, and she stands up for the galaxy, right? She has a reason to exist as a character, obviously as a character, right? So her death leaves an impression not only on Anakin, right, but also on the viewer because damn, like she had her story built. When a lot of women characters don't have that opportunity, dude, and it really ruins a storyline. That's why I think Padme is such a beautiful character. Her or Leia too. She's not just important because she's important to the man. She's important because she's important to everybody. Does that make sense? Is that cooking? So I definitely agree with this song. I agree with the message behind the song that women need to be more than just what is reliant to the man. You get me? Like women aren't just this objectification or this property, I guess, of a man's fantasy. That's beautiful, or that's disgusting. That's what the message is beautiful. I love that so much, dude. Let's get into the next song. I'm enjoying this so far, dude. I love like this sound that she has. I love the lyrics. I love the art. Everything about it is so good so far.
Where nobody can reach. Death is really the end. Answered back. I got up when it was done, and all the
I love those like harmonies in the background that just kind of sound like a choir, dude. I'm loving this so far, dude. I'm loving every single song so far. I feel like I'm repeating myself consistently just about like the art here, but it's so beautiful. Every song's so beautiful here. Yeah, I like that. I mean, everybody can relate to this, dude. Like everybody has times where they just, they would just not rather not interact with anybody, And it's, those times when you're like super just low. I've been in times like that too, where I've just, not been in a state where I've wanted to go, to talk to anybody, go out, go to work, and I think anybody who struggled with mental health can definitely see on any of this song, With Dad crouching beside me is a crazy line and describes an event that they caused them as they were extremely close to dying, as Dad was crouching beside this mostly versus the suicidal ideations or some self-harm and have it gone out of hand and too far. That's crazy, yeah, that's insane. I I do hope, again, like the last album that we listened to, I hope that, whatever she's going through is okay. I'm not sure if this is a theme throughout all of her music. I don't actually listen to her, again, like I don't listen to any of her music before. But I hope that she's okay. I hope that everything's going all right. Because yeah, a lot of this album is pretty dark. I've managed to turn a 30-minute reaction video into a hour-long recording so far. So let's get into the next track. I'll change for you. Her voice is so good. I haven't talked about that enough.
When you're the only other keeper of my most precious memories, such magic places.
That's cool. I love the sounds that she brought in there.
You can be without the people, without having anyone at all.
Oh man.
I'll do anything for you to love me again.
That was one of the first songs I think out of every single album we've listened to so far, maybe since Live Rodrigo. Um, where that actually kind of got me a little emotional, man, because that's just like I've been in this spot, especially recently, with somebody who, you know, I tried my hardest to be everything for them. You get me? And I think everybody else can relate to this too. When you try so hard to be like everything for somebody, and at the end of the day, you're just not. You're not. And you never will be. And you can do everything to make them try to force them to love you again, but they just never will. You got me? It never will, and you'll never be able to make them like you. You got me? And that's just like so soul crushing, bro. And it's just like, damn, dude, like fuck, like I ain't shit. But at the end of the day, like that's also like not on you. That's on the other person. But it still sucks to kind of hear that. You get me? To feel that and to understand that. I'll do anything for you to love me again. If you don't love it like me now, I'll change for you. Like fuck, like fuck, dude. Because you end up wasting so much time just trying to change for them and trying to be better for that specific person when at the end of the day they'll just never care for you. They'll never see you in that same way. They'll never change for you. You get me? They'll never do better for you. You know, because at the end of the day, like there's a reason why they don't fuck with you now. You got me? And so it's like, damn, dude, like that's soul crushing, bro. That's just fuck. I Oh, damn, dude. I love like the imagery here too with the bars and shit, and like you can hear everybody kind of talking. That's so cool, dude. Yeah, fuck this song, dude. Shit had me in tears, bro. Fuck, let's get into rules. Horns and shit.
You'll be gentle, and number 3, you won't ruin me crying 'cause it feels good. I'll have a new haircut. I will be somebody else. I'm no longer there
Damn.
behind my eyes.
Love the horns in this one. Again, such unique structuring too. Like an instrumental break. That's so cool. It's so fun with horns too. Cool song, dude. Again, like Such cool production, dude. I'm loving every single bit of the production on this album so far. We have a comment by Yowie here saying the concept of Mitski saying 6-7 by fucking Yowie. Okay, alright. Interesting. I think if I had to skip any song on this album so far, it would be this one. But even then, like, I don't think I would skip it. I think I would keep playing it. But it's not my favorite. I don't have too much to say about it because I just don't really know what to say. I don't really have too much to say anymore about this one. Let's get to the next song, That White Cat. I love how like prominent the bass lines are in her songs. My bass is so heavy hitting there, and it's just so nice, dude. Ooh, that tone is gnarly. Another like super like wordless chorus. This is so fun. Her music is so quirky, dude, and I love it. It's just like so weird, but I love how weird it is. Dude, I love the tension this bass is building. The drums in this bitch are crazy. Oh, that was cool. That slide. Oh, this is a... Yeah, instrumentally this was cool. Lyrically, it's about her cat. Like, I'm not gonna dive into the lyrics on this one. It's just about her cat. But, like, instrumentally, this shit was insane, dude. It was so cool. Yeah, dude, that was super cool. That was, like, I love all the... Yeah, again, consistently, like, the instrumentals are just so fun, dude. They're just so, like... So like not whimsical in a way that like is girly, but whimsical in a way that are just so unique, you know, that she's not binding herself to any specific structure, like structural I guess like, you know, boundaries. You know, and that's I guess like the art behind it. She's just kind of doing music that sounds good, and it sounds good. You feel me? So this is gonna be a 10 out of 10 album. I don't have to say anything about like the rating and everything because that's like who gives a fuck. It's a 10 out of 10 album. This is a masterpiece. Let's get into Sharon's Obol. Is that how you say that? I also love like the very clear like Tennessee influence. Like you can hear a lot of Nashville in a lot of these songs. Ooh. Those harmonies were just fucking huge. Dude, those harmonies again are just so beautiful. Oh wow. Is that a chorus? There's no way that's all just her. Dude, this is cool. This shit has me mouth breathing, bro. Fuck. I'm like so focused. What I found more interesting though was the actual real choir. That was cool. You don't ever hear a real choir because it's almost always so digitalized now, and I can actually even show you guys. Let me show you guys. Basic note. I'm not the best singer. Just have that there. And say we want to do, let's do to an F right here. We drag that down to an F, right? And then we just place it onto the timeline. And usually in order to be able to make this as a harmony and as a giant kind of like choir sound, they just kind of just move the notes manually. A lot of people don't record their own harmonies. Some people do, just depending on who it is, but a lot of people don't. They just kind of do this. And they just kind of make up just do some bullshit here. Super simple, right? But we can make that cathedral. And it kind of just makes it feel very wide, very feel super large. You get me? But what they're doing here is using a real actual chorus, and so that makes it so much more unique because it's an actual like choir. So pretty much what I've done here is make a choir. That's roughly what you hear like in the industry, which is this. It's exactly most ways that people make choirs is this way. They just do simple, same notes at just different texture, like a choir, the way that a lot of people in the industry do it. It's very simplistic here. It's just literally the exact same note, but just sung in a way that's different on each voice. So this is a different voice, and this is a different voice, and this is also a different voice. This is a very simplistic way of showing something that's actually a lot more complex. Usually in the industry, they'll do multiple different voices. So in this example, I only use really with basically just a regular harmony, but at different pitches. Normally, what they'll do is make it even more broad. So they'll have, for example, maybe you close your nose, and they'll have that as someone's specific voice. Because some people are more nasally, some people are less nasally, some people are more broad in their tone, some people are less broad, some people are more flat, some people are more like less flat. You got me? So they try to do as many different voices and voice tones, etc., as possible, and with one voice. So usually it's not as simplistic as I made it here. This is more of just a regular harmony, but on like a bit of a broader scale with the chorus and the reverb in the mix. But normally it has even more voices, even more layers to kind of give it a much more broad sound. I gave too much time to this example. I have to get into the last song of the album, Lightning. Literally a short song. Gee, timeline too. I love this guitar tone. It's so pretty. Oh, now it's getting kind of heavier. Oh, those drums. I love that she uses like real drums too. And that bass line. Guitars in this one are beautiful. Ooh. The strings are following the guitar. That's so cool. I love this right here. That's such a beautiful sound. Let's get into this last song right here, Lightning, dude. I love this album so much, dude. This shit was so good, it had me go into FL Studio to show you guys an example, dude. Oh, yo, you gotta chill on these comments, yo. What the fuck? Best song on the album, I came twice just listening to it. Great album. Phenomenal album. I need to go back to some of these other songs, dude, because the only song I've ever heard, I'm so sorry, but this is the only song I've ever heard. And I feel bad because that's obviously her most popular song, and there's much more to her than just fucking my love, my oh my. Come on, let's be real here. I'm gonna be going to artists, a lot of artists, Mitski next for sure. I still gotta finish Gracie. I still gotta go into Ariana Grande before she drops her new album. Cat's Eye is putting out a new EP in 2 weeks, August 17th, I think it was, something like that. I still have to listen to the Tory Lanez album. I still have to listen to the Future album. Who else? Who else am I missing? There's actually a lot of people I'm missing. I have a list right now of people that I want to listen to, and it's getting long. So, I'm gonna have to add Mitski to the list. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys did, you guys can leave me a like and subscribe. If you have any thoughts, opinions, or interpretations you want to leave in the comment section, you're free and more than welcome to. I always reply to every single comment, so I always read and reply to every single comment. So if you have any interpretations, opinions, things you like, things you don't like, Go ahead and leave that in the comments down below. I'll reply to every single comment. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time.